too often the mainstream corporate media gives us a downsized politics of excluded alternatives. What do I mean?
Downsized? What do you mean?
Downsized. Bernie Sanders speaks for millions of Americans in this country. The issues he speaks to are tapping into anxieties, passions about where this country is heading, issues that are in essence mainstream, but for too long the corporate media has written them off as marginal. Bernie Sanders has been in Congress since 1990. He was on Meet the Press for the first time last year.
Let's think about that.
John
McCain last
sleeps
year
at Meet the Press. but also...
But why do you think that is? Why is it that Sanders wasn't on Meet the Press, for
Because
example?
there is a policing of the parameters of what is considered acceptable politics in this country. The gatekeepers too often will say, well, debt-free higher education, defense cuts to the defense budget, tax hikes for the very wealthy. Even the New York Times last month had a story about how those issues might make Bernie Sanders unelectable. Why? Majorities of Americans are in sync with him on this issue.
So I don't want to speculate as to what happens tomorrow or 3 weeks from now. We think we have momentum, and we think we're going to do just fine.
You just speculated that you're going to win those contests, but I'll let you go on that one.
And he wants to break up all the banks, J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, with
That's
all
where
of it.
people
Break
see
it up,
Hillary
break it up,
Clinton
yeah.
as more to the right of him is because of her very close Wall Street.
And he wants Paul Krugman for his cabinet. I mean,
I would put him in a cabinet. He won.
Senator Clinton. I think that Bernie Sanders is overpromising. He's insensitive to the plight of black people.
The media is giving Bernie a pass right now. I very rarely read in any coverage of Bernie that he's a socialist. Ron Paul, he got the same size crowds, and massive is relative. I think Hillary had a massive crowd at her announcement, certainly as large as any crowd that Bernie Sanders has had.
When you have an opportunity to tell two black girls to shut up and get off stage and you don't, and you shake their hand and you smile and you step to the side and you listen, that is a firm difference from turning around and staring at a little black girl and saying, shut up, I'll talk to you later. You're being rude or allowing people to say that to her. I'm going to tell you the proof is in the pudding every time. If I can find a picture of you from 51 years ago, chained to a black woman, protesting segregation, and I know 51 years later, you're willing to fold your arms, hold your head, and listen to two black girls yell and scream, rightfully so, as opposed to someone who will tell you to shut up after they read their own words.
Well, can I talk? And then maybe you can listen to what I say.
As opposed to someone who will tell you later, when it comes to your children dying in the streets, I know that the only person that I have the conscience to vote for is Bernard Sanders. I know that the only person that my logical, beautiful black mind will allow me to vote for is Senator Bernie Sanders.
The Democratic Party is going to have to make a very, very profound and important decision. It can do the right thing and open its doors and welcome into the party people who are prepared to fight for real economic and social change. Now, I come from the working class of this country, and I will be damned I will be damned if we will allow the Republican Party to win the votes of working class Americans.
It's a revolution.
And never ever lose your sense of outrage.
economic, racial, and environmental justice to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The struggle continues.